Everybody, what's going on? This is Captain Sexy Pants. I'm going to go upstairs and watch Mandy, and then I'm going to come right down and review it. Let's hope for the best. What the fuck did I just watch? What the ever-living hell just happened? Alright, so I just watched this movie called Mandy. It's directed by Panos Constantinos, or I don't know, some Italian Canadian guy or something. And it has Nicolas Cage in it and a bunch of other people you haven't heard of. This is without a doubt the weirdest fucking movie that I have ever seen in my life. It kind of makes sense, so I'm going to do my best job to review it here, but what? Okay, so Nicolas Cage is Red, and his wife's name is Mandy, and they live in a little cabin out in the woods, and she has a job of running a little local convenience store. Okay, so far. And then she's out walking around in her Black Sabbath t-shirt, one cool point right there, and a van / Winnebago, you never really get to see a very good look at it, rolls past her, and everybody kind of gives her the... And she goes home. The next scene is this cult are gathered together, and the leader of this cult reminds me a lot of Buffalo Bill from Silence of the Lambs for some weird reason. The leader of this cult says, "I want her. Bring her to me." So his right-hand man, we'll just call him Bob, because I don't think you ever get to know what his name is. Bob goes out, has an ocarina, straight up like Legend of Zelda ocarina, and blows into it. Ooh! And these 4 bikers, and I use the term bikers lightly because they were rolling on ATVs and whatnot, show up. He gives them a jar of this stuff to drink, and they're like crazy. They look like Cenobites from Hellraiser with Mad Max thrown in, and maybe a little gay S&M leather boy kind of thing going on. And they're going to go and get Mandy. So they go to Nicolas Cage's Red. I gotta start calling him Red. They go to Red's house, beat the crap out of him, take Mandy. And that's kind of where the wheels fall off. This is very spoiler heavy, so if you haven't seen it yet, we'll leave whether or not I think you should see it again until the end. Oh my god, this movie's so fucking weird. Oh. They chain him up like this with barbed wire, put Mandy in a duffel bag or in some kind of sack or something, and burn her alive. Why? Because that's what you do in movies. They shank him with some special kind of knife from the abyss. And leave him there. Bad guy rule number 1. Once you shank somebody, you finish the job. Man, this movie was fucking weird. He manages to get out and goes into his bathroom at his house where there's a bottle of vodka, screams for about 5 minutes at the top of his lungs, drinking vodka. This is the international symbol for drinking vodka. He gets dressed and then goes and visits the guy from Predator, Bill Duke. Carruthers, I think was his character's name. He's in it for all of about 30 seconds. Gets a crossbow with Carruthers had made him some special, really badass arrow tips on it to go and kill these guys. Revenge plot. I'm in. And then, for some weird reason, Carruthers or Red, Nicolas Cage's character, has a foundry and a stone cut to make this big, giant, fantasy, like Dungeons and Dragons looking axe thing. And apparently not only is he a logger, but he's also a master blacksmith. And in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes, crafts this giant, shiny axe that he's going to use to kill everybody. Everybody's going to die. Nicolas Cage has an axe. God, this movie's so weird. So to speed things along and move the plot along, he kills all of the 4 biker guys. They're called like the Black Skulls or something. Personally, I think they're like the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, because there's kind of this weird religious undertone that's going through this movie. He kills them, and his buddy Carruthers earlier in the film had told him, well, yeah, so I've heard about these guys, but I haven't seen them up close, and, you know, they're going to fucking kill you, and don't mess with them. So apparently the reason that these 4 biker guys got crazy and started wearing all these giant spikes, and they look like road warriors, like Hawk and Animal kind of road warriors. No Dusty Rhodes impersonation, I promise. You almost got me. I almost did it. He kills them off, and one of the things that one of the things that Carruthers had said that made him that way is that this LSD chemist had given them some really, really wicked LSD, and that's what made him go crazy like this. Which to me makes no sense, because after he kills those guys, he decides he's going to go find the LSD guy. So he finds the LSD guy, who has a tiger in a cage in a cave that he uses to make his LSDs in. I swear to God, I can't make this stuff up. I can't. He lets the tiger out. Tiger lets out a majestic roar. Roar! And then he hops back on the ATV from the 4 horsemen, Black Skulls guys, and leaves. He proceeds to find the rest of the people and viciously murders them one by one. The end. Now, this movie is the weirdest goddamn movie I've ever seen in my life. And I loved it. Like, I don't even know if I was entertained. But, you know, in the honor of transparency, I'll show you the faces I made through the course of the movie. There was a lot of this. This movie is something else. The cinematography and the way it was filmed, you'll never see anything like it. It really reminded me of like a Lucio Fulci film, like Spasmo. It's the first one that comes ahead. Or it's like a dream. It's like you're actually watching a dream. And I found it so interesting. I kept wanting to I kept inching closer and closer to the television and doing this and going, like, I opened a soda right when the movie started. I didn't drink it. I just couldn't stop staring at the screen. This is the movie. Somebody else, please watch this movie so I have somebody to talk to about it. If for no other reason, do something for Captain Sexy Pants Lunch. Watch this movie. Your mind will be blown. It came out on September 14th, and it's available for rent through the YouTube rental. I believe it's on Amazon and Flix or something else. There's 3 different ways that you can watch it right now. It was $5 well spent. It just blows my mind at just how it's. You talk about film as art, and sometimes you just want movies where people just get murdered and crazy stuff happens and the whatnot. But there's actual art. Like the director, who's only ever made one other movie. And I'm definitely going to have to check it out. I can't remember the guy's name. Panos Konstantos. Yeah. I'll leave a link for the Wikipedia page down on the bottom. So hopefully, this has caught your interest. This is definitely worth watching. This is kind of one of those movies that the wrong people can tell you, hey man, you should get high and watch Mandy, man. It'll blow your mind. You don't need that. Just sit down and watch it. I have a feeling this movie's going to stick with me for a while. It's hard to rate it because Nicolas Cage is at his awesomest, most batshit craziness that you'll ever see Nicolas Cage. There's an actual scene at the end of the movie where he's covered in blood. And he just stares at the camera with his his teeth are like so white, and you can see the whites of his eyes. It's fucking weird. And he only has maybe 10 lines of dialogue in a movie that's 2 hours and 1 minute long. So now here's the part where I have to rate it. And I like the 1 to 5 scale because 10's too much. So we'll say on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being Bad Bob and the Mandela Effect or whatever the hell that movie was, and 5 being The Godfather. I don't want to give it a 3. I don't know if I'm going to be interested in watching it again, but I'm really, really interested in talking about it. So down in the comments, if you've seen this, let a brother know, because blah! I don't even know what to do. It's just a weird fucking movie. So, in closing, thank you again. I'm all the way up to 15 subscribers, and I thank all 15 of you. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe, and do the other thing. And my dogs are pounding everything upstairs. And in the immortal words of my favorite YouTuber of all time, Sunnyside, a peace.